granniopteryx, granniopteryx. She knows the truth, she's linking every link.
Hello, I want to warn you, this isn't going to be an incredibly happy video. The first is that people keep asking about the health of my horses. The foal is doing very well. Unfortunately, the mare is not doing so well. We got the infection under control, but her pedal bones have dropped. It's called founder. And now we're going to try special shoes, but if they don't work, then we're going to have to put her down. I'm just hoping they will work. But meanwhile, we've got this lovely, peaceful scene here. She has taken to lying down more, but that might be because her feet are hurting so much. Horses can be very stoical about pain for very long periods before they have to give in. Anyway, I'm still feeling a bit shaken by the vets, by the x-rays that we just did. So I'm sorry I'm loading that onto you, but I have had many requests. All right, and then there's this. So, yeah, what we think of Afghani women, they're peasants who stay at home and don't know much about the internet or anything. So they're a ghost-like figure in our imaginations in more ways than one. This woman here, I don't know whether she's in Afghanistan or not. If she is in Afghanistan, she is certainly risking her life and limb by speaking out in this way. But anyway, wherever she is making a valid point which we should all listen to. So I'm going to let her talk for herself. I've also tried to get some contact with her. I would like to speak to her personally. And if she does get back to me, I would be very glad to speak to her. Meanwhile, let's hear what she has to say. Just a minute, somebody at the door. More post. Okay, the sound isn't that good, so I'm going to repeat what she says after she's said it. The world is so beautiful, she says. Right?
Beautiful, right? You see this beauty?
You see this beauty? It's filled
With life, color, and movement.
With life, color, and movement.
But Afghan girls are not allowed to see it as you do.
But Afghan girls are not allowed to see it as you do. Forced them, Afghan women, to look at...
Force them to look at the world through
this veil, this filter and barrier.
This veil, this filter and barrier. The people.
And then she brings her phone inside her veil so we can see what she sees. The Taliban people want to decide what Afghan women, what she means is the Taliban men, want to decide what Afghan women...
People want to decide what they see and how they see it.
See, and how Afghan women see it.
But the beauty of the world...
But the beauty of the world belongs to everyone.
Belongs to everyone. My sight is mine.
My sight is mine. My perspective is mine.
Perspective is mine. You know the people fear what they...
You know the Taliban people fear what they cannot control.
Cannot control. And nothing terrifies them.
And nothing terrifies them more than a woman.
More than a woman who chooses to look to...
Who chooses to look, to see, and to exist.
See and to exist on her own terms.
On her own terms. And I'll just move the video on a little bit so we can be reminded, of what a woman in Afghanistan is allowed to see. as she carries her prison bars around with her. This is a terrible thing, and there's hardly any social opprobrium about it. What's going on in Afghanistan, indeed what's going on in Sudan and Nigeria, come very far behind what's happening in Palestine, and stories being made up of what the Israelis are doing in Palestine far exceed the reality of the horrors of what is going on in, as I say, Sudan, Nigeria. But at this moment I'm talking about Afghanistan. I have made a couple of videos about the life of women in Afghanistan. It's a dreadful thing. And now women are not going to be allowed to get an education beyond a very elementary level. So it means that there's going to be no educated women in Afghanistan in a generation, and the women coming up behind them, unable to speak, for instance, to a male doctor, will die or suffer misery, years of misery, from preventable diseases and undiagnosed illnesses because they won't be able to speak to any sort of medical professional. This is genuinely a genocide, but only of women. It's a horrible, awful thing that's going on there. It's not just a little bit of suppression here. It is an entire half of a population. There was something that happened recently. There was an earthquake, and women who were buried under the rubble were not rescued because the male rescuers didn't want to touch a woman. There's an illness in Afghanistan right now. That illness is infecting the men, but it's killing the women. And nobody's making a fuss about it. You get people standing up in Parliament talking about Gaza. You get our soon-to-be ex-Prime Minister talking about, recognising Palestine. What's going on here in Afghanistan? Not a word. The most horrible things going on there. I have to say I'm at a loss about the way this sort of thing is being allowed to persist, and all those woke people in the West who are so worried about DEI and getting pronouns right and gender affirming treatments and all the rest of it. They don't seem to care two hoots about what's going on here. An entire half of a population imprisoned and basically tortured to death. What sort of morality is that? Now, I'm not suggesting we go and start fighting in Afghanistan, but I am suggesting that if the international pressure were heavy enough, there could be some sort of alleviation. But the will isn't there. And I just don't understand that. Okay, well, till next time. You can help my channel by subscribing and clicking the notification bell. That's quite important. And by sharing if you're so inclined. Links to my other channels and to donation methods are in the description. But the best way you can help is simply by clicking like and notify. Thank you.